Right then, welcome to my book corner. We have a tag video today. Thank you to Witchy Reads, first of all, for tagging me in this one. And this is the Count Your Blessings book tag challenge. Also, we have a debut. This is Bruce. Bruce is my little furry killing machine, aren't you, mate? Who is making his debut on the channel, I think. I don't think he's been on the channel before. So this is 6 quick questions to go through. And the first one, count them one by one. Try and count them. This is counting my books. Oh boy, let's go for a walk, shall we? I suspect we're going to have the cat coming with me. So we'll start over here with, in case you didn't know, I'm a bit of a D&D nerd. So that's 9 books straight away with the picture book up there. But there's a lot more. Let's go that way. Doo-ba-doo. It's dark. You coming, Bruce? Come on. No, don't trip me up. So, we have books over there. We have books over there. And we've got more books somewhere else in the house. Haven't we, Bruce? Yeah. So, I'm going to cut from this and I'm going to go and count them all. Alright, so we have done the count. And on all my bookcases around the world, we have 415 books. This obviously does not include Kindle. That'll push it well over 500. So yeah, quite, just a few books. So question 2 though. Life-changing books. What are some books that changed you or profoundly impacted you in a positive way? All right, so the ones that sort of first got me into reading include things like this wonderful thing, the Ladybird books. When I was a young kid, I read loads of Ladybird books. That's what really got me in. I've not got many of them left anymore. You know, I was a very destructive child. Some would say I'm still a destructive adult, but there we go. But in terms of other books, there's nothing that's profoundly changed my life. Not really. The ones that I'd sort of lean on would be the ones that got me into reading. So let's have a look and see if we can find. Oh, there goes all the stuff. Let's go backwards. Roller chair. So he's a bit of a controversial figure, and I understand why. I cannot see where the book is. So, books that first got me into reading, there it is. There we go. One of them was Blood of the Fold by Terry Goodkind, which in typical fashion was not a book one. Hogfather, which I've mentioned before on the channel. Reviewed that last year. Got both of those out of a book box set. Oh, my grandmother got me them out of a sort of book bundle off the back of a women's magazine. And then, obviously, you've got Terry Pratchett's Reaper Man, which is my favourite of the Pratchett books. I realise it's probably not the best of the Pratchett books, but it is my favourite. And then the other one that really got me into fantasy proper was Wheel of Time. So I got the first book split up into the 2 books, which was fun. Made it a little bit easier to actually digest them when you consider how big those books are. Oh, hello. So yeah, they're sort of the big ones. I mean, when I used to do history, I've got a load of books up there as well. So, which I think will probably link into. Everyone's going to get motion sickness while I just go wheeling around like a lunatic. Special editions. What are some editions and copies that you really love? So first editions, specials, cloth, hardback, clever bound, signed. Or is there a book that is very valuable for sentimental reasons? So there's a mix here. There's the books I've already mentioned. So that's one thing. Oh, stop doing that. I really need a selfie stick. Didn't think this through. So one thing, now I'm not a religious person, which may not come as a surprise to anybody in the world, but I do have a copy of the New Testament, and this book belonged to, I think it'll be my great grandmother. It's from 1919, and it's just tiny writing. Really, really old at this point. But that's a book that I got off my grandmother. She'd kept hold of it. I intend to keep hold of it. Slowly but surely beginning to show signs of age. You know, it's got the reddening on the sides. And, you know, the pages are just so thin. So there's that. In terms of special editions, I have a few folios that I picked up over the years, which I've not read all of them. My favourite one's probably Babylonians, though. Love a bit of Mesopotamian, there we go, Mesopotamian history. Past that, I don't really have that many special editions, if I'm completely honest. The books that sort of mean the most to me are the ones that get me into reading. So, gifted books. This is number 4. Books you love that others have gifted you. So, obviously, I've already mentioned a couple of books that my gran got me. And over the years, obviously parents have bought me books and stuff like that. In more recent years, it's the books that got me back into reading, and blame Noah for this. It's in between the lines. So, can we cope with shaky cam? This is so professional. So, he gave me some books that he hates. And one of them was the second book I reviewed on the channel. So there we go. We're going to put a card up there. And it was Beneath the Rising by Premi Mohammed. I'll be finishing the trilogy in December. And we disagreed on that book. And then another book we disagreed with, because the first book I read on the channel was The Troop. And The Troop is a book that I appreciate but don't think is as good as people make out. Whereas Nick Cutter's other one, The Deep, I think is a lot better. So they were both given to me by Noah. The other one that was kind of a big deal for me, which I got a couple of months back. It was my first time when an author sent me a book, and it's Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey, signed edition. Only signed book that I've got, I think. I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure that's the only signed book that I've got. So they're sort of ones that I really like that have been gifted me. It's more because of what they represent necessarily than what the books actually are. The blessings of a book. How has reading benefited you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? So, I have no attention threshold, which may be quite obvious by this video. And the difference this year is I've never read as many books. I think I'm on 87 books this year as I'm recording this on the, what are we on now? It's the last day of November when I'm recording this. And it's escapism, pure and simple. The world is not in great shape right now. So generally speaking, I'll read books for escapism. There are some books that enrage me. I'm looking at You Hell Followed With Us, which, yeah, please go see my review on that, because that is, of all the videos I've done, I think that's the one I'm most proud of. The only sort of, the occasional book like Ruby Wax is I'm Not As Well As I Thought I Was, which I read earlier this year, which, you know, I have had mental health issues over the years, and sometimes reading about stuff like that helps, and just being able to get out of your own head. Reading for me is one of my two primary escapes. It's either that or I do video games. And at the moment, I'm very much going through the reading phase. This will pass eventually, and I'll switch back to video games. And back again, and back again, and back again, and back again. But also, it just helps the imagination, doesn't it? Let's be honest. And finally, number 6. Friends, the greatest blessing. Do you have real life friends who love to talk books with you and give them a shout out? I have a very small circle of friends. Most of them are not readers. The obvious one, already mentioned him, is Noah. I actually work with Noah, or he works with me, I should say. And the whole reason I started booktube was because he was going mental about how amazing the troop was. And I'd not read for quite a while, and it was a case of, look, just lend us the book on, I'll see if I like it, and I didn't. And then he was having issues with Beneath the Rising, and I said, well, chuck it to me, then I'll have a read and see if I agree, which I didn't. But that got me talking about books, and he encouraged me to enter the booktube community and to start recording. And for me, I've wanted to do YouTube for years, and all the stuff that I've picked up over the last year or so really was aimed at gaming, and it's the booktube that I've stuck with. And that's because of the community. There's obviously Aylin at Lanacha Books and Jaleesa at Reading Beyond the Book Cover, who have been so supportive over the last year. Love the pair of them. I'll link their channels down below. There's also MJ, who has again shouted the channel out a couple of times. Just a font of positivity on booktube. So I want to give those people a shout out. Also, not on booktube, but someone I've known for many, many years, and who has kind of got back into reading themselves in the last year, is Jenny. So hello, Jenny. I've known them since they were a wee babe, and again, it's someone else I can talk books about. So yeah, but that is my very chaotic, so I apologise. I apologise for the motion sickness as well that you probably suffered. That is the Count Your Blessings book tag. I would like the 3 people that have been with me pretty much from the start to do this as well. So that is you, Aylin, Jaleesa, and Noah. I'd love to see your answers. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all soon.